Retirement planning can be quite scary, and for good reason. You've never done it before. The fears of doing something wrong or just not doing something that you otherwise should have done, they can be paralyzing, and those fears are often what hold people back. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 8 retirement planning do's and don'ts that will help make your transition into retirement a smooth one. But first, if I haven't met you yet, my name is Jacob Duke. I'm a certified financial planner and the owner of a retirement planning firm where we help people just like you plan smarter so you can retire better. And in the conversations that I have every single day, I get to see the things that people are doing correctly, but also all of the mistakes that they're making along the way. So the first do of retirement planning is get a good understanding of your expenses. Don't use rules of thumb to estimate how much you're going to be spending in retirement. Now, this is the first thing that I want to talk about because every other decision in retirement hinges on this. And the reality is most people have no idea how much they actually spend every single month. And if you don't know this number, your retirement plan is never going to be accurate. And because it takes a little bit of work to figure out how much you spend every single month, most people just rely on different standard rules of thumb to guesstimate how much they spend. This can include rules of thumb like needing 80% of your current income in retirement or having 10 times your current salary saved to retire successfully. But estimating your retirement spending and sustainability on these rules of thumb is dangerous and, might I say, lazy because they don't consider your lifestyle and your goals. Instead, you should understand your spending and break it down into 2 categories. First, you want to understand your need to have number, the essentials. Think about housing, groceries, utilities, your healthcare, the bare bones necessities to get by. And then next, you want to find your want to have number, things like travel or dining out or golf memberships or gifts for the family or the grandkids. So what you can do here is look back over the last 12 months and really analyze your spending, and be sure to leave all those one-offs in there because while they are one-offs, I do understand that, there are always going to be one-offs. So just because there's a one-off this time, the thing is there's going to be a different one next time. And going through this exercise, the goal here is to identify the ceiling and the floor of your monthly spending. And by doing this, you're going to create clarity and flexibility around your spending. And what it's going to show you is how much you can cut back on if you ever had to during harder times, maybe in retirement. Number 2, do understand how Social Security works. Don't just take your Social Security at 62 to get what you can. I can't tell you how many people say that I'm going to take my Social Security at 62 because I want to get what I can while I can, but that mindset could cost you big time over the course of retirement. Instead of focusing only on how much you are going to get at 62, you need to understand how this decision impacts everything else about your retirement plan. For example, do you understand how taking your benefits at 62 can impact your spousal benefits or even your survivor benefits down the road for your spouse? Or how does taking Social Security at 62 impact your other tax planning opportunities? If a Roth conversion proves to be a huge benefit during your gap years, the benefits of that conversion could be diminished if you take Social Security at 62 and now your Social Security income would actually be taking up portions of those lower income tax brackets. So taking Social Security early might feel like the safe move, but it could cause you to pay much more in taxes over the long term. Your decision around Social Security timing has to fit into the greater plan, which brings us to number 3. Do create a comprehensive plan, but don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. So here's the thing. You've got to have a plan. Absolutely. And I'm not talking about a back of the napkin sketch or just a few notes written down. It needs to be a real plan built around your goals, your income needs, taxes and investments and so on. But here's the catch. Don't let yourself get stuck in analysis paralysis. I see so many people obsess over every little variable that ultimately just won't matter. Things like, what if my inflation rate is 2.5% instead of 3%? Or what if I get 5.8% returns instead of 6 like I predicted? These things are not going to be the difference between a successful retirement plan or not. And in my opinion, they're just distractions, and really they're just a way to hide from actually making a decision. So don't over optimize. The goal with your retirement plan isn't perfection, it's direction. A plan helps us move forward with confidence. So you've got to build it, test it, and then trust it. You didn't save your entire life just to tinker with your plan every single day. You saved so you can go and enjoy life in the ways that you want to do so. Number 4, do have a plan for the what ifs. Don't think you're going to figure out everything when the time comes. Retirement comes with many surprises. Market crashes, medical events, a spouse passing away earlier than expected. Most people don't plan for these what ifs until they're already knee deep in them. But the risks and the difficulty of these different moments, they can be mitigated and reduced if you expect the unexpected. In fact, that's exactly why you're building a plan. Yes, you want to build a plan for all the fun and the enjoyment, but you can't ignore the things that none of us really want to happen. And here's why it's so important to plan when things are going well because you're going to have clarity of mind. You can think logically rather than act emotionally, and you're making decisions for yourself in advance when you're able to make the right decision. Now, here's an example of how you can do this. Ask yourself, what happens when the market drops 40% right after you retire? What if you need $7,000 a month for long-term care? What's going to happen to your income if your spouse passes away earlier than you thought? Write down your answers or action plan for these questions or any other questions that might apply to you. And as Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Number 5, keep an investor mindset. Don't get too conservative. One of the biggest mistakes that I see in retirement is getting way too conservative in your investments. And if you think about it, you've worked your entire life to have this much money, and now you have the greatest opportunity to build wealth even faster. There's a reason they say that the wealthy just keep getting wealthier, and it's because of compounding. If you have $1 million and someone else has $10 million, and both of you invest in the exact same investment and get a 10% return, you're going to make $100,000, but they are going to make $1 million. And it's not because they were smarter than you or the system was set up in their favor. It's purely because they had more money than you. And you're probably thinking, well, duh, Jacob, I know how compounding works. And I would say that I bet you do. So why don't you actually apply it to your retirement? You finally have $1, $2, $3, or however many million dollars, and now's the time you can actually take advantage of using that money without any extra effort. So why would you waste that opportunity by having everything in T-bills or money market or just sitting in cash where it's safe? I'd argue that keeping your money there is actually the riskiest thing you can do given the effects of inflation on your buying power over time. So I want you to maintain an investor mindset, but you do have to balance this with your income needs right now. This is why I always emphasize the need to have 2 years worth of income in cash. I want to have 3 years worth of income needs in fixed income, maybe like treasuries or CDs or some corporate bonds. These are requirements for my clients, and this provides a minimum of a 5-year runway. And what this should do is basically be able to handle or withstand another 2008 style market event. But when you zoom out and see how this bucketing strategy truly works, everything not in cash or in bonds, it can be invested in equities, and those equities are also going to be generating dividends and provide appreciation that can be used as income during very good years. Ultimately, this bucketing style of investment approach covers all of your bases. You can have your income in the short term from stock gains when things are going well, or if things are going poorly, you can access your cash buckets. And then on the long term, your purchasing power is actually being matched or beating inflation because you own enough equities appropriately. Investing overly conservative could put you in jeopardy of running out of money later in life. So don't let your short-term fears ruin your long-term security. You can protect both with a proper investment plan. Number 6, write down what life will look like when you're retired. Don't just focus on the numbers. Let's go ahead and move beyond the numbers just a second. I want you to think about what you're actually going to do, because I've seen people retire with way more than enough money and still be unhappy. I encourage you to think about what retirement will really be like. Ask yourself, what will your days look like? What will you do? What's your purpose going to be? Where are you going to spend your time? Who are you going to spend your time with? And think about these things and write them down and include them in your plan. The happiest retirees I know have structure. They have plans for each day. They volunteer, they travel, they take part-time work, they pick up new hobbies. See, retirement isn't just a vacation. It's a new chapter, and it takes intentionality to make it everything that you hoped it would be. Think of this as you're creating your life by design. It's your opportunity to build the life you truly want. Number 7, talk to others who have gone before you. Don't go through this alone. Retirement is a massive life change. It's going to take some adjustment, but the key is you don't have to figure all this out by yourself. Talk to people who've gone before you, learn from their experiences, ask them, hey, what surprised you the most? What do you do differently now compared to whenever you first retired? What helped you adjust to this new stage of life? These are conversations that can be priceless because you get a real perspective and real life insight, not just from some hypothetical or even me or just pie in the sky thinking. You're getting answers from people who are in it and have already done it and gone before you. So that's the best advice you could ever get. And who knows, by asking other retirees around you about their experiences, you could actually build community for yourself so you aren't walking through retirement alone. And a sense of belonging and community can actually help you avoid the loneliness that many retirees end up feeling. And finally, number 8, trust your plan and go enjoy life. Don't worry about your money every single day. At some point, you've just got to let your plan do its job. You didn't build your plan only to stress about it every day. You built it so you could go live your life and do more. A great retirement plan gives you the freedom to stop worrying and permission to start living. There are definitely going to be adjustments that have to be made over time, but the key here is to stop second guessing every market move or tax law change, because here's the thing, life isn't about saving a couple extra dollars on your Roth conversions or delaying Social Security by an extra month. The purpose of all the strategy is to keep more of your money in your pocket so that you can go do and spend more of that money on the people and the things that you love most. The goal isn't just to have more money, it's to have more money so you can actually go live more. Now, these retirement planning do's and don'ts definitely don't cover everything that you need to be thinking about, but hopefully they're thought-provoking and helpful as you continue on your retirement planning journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.